Dr. Dewey, he set up the pathology at the Royal Brisbane, and Dr. Taylor got two nuns, Sister Mary, Mercia Mary, and Sister Mary St. Rita, who had just done the senior examination, which was pretty extensive education in those days. And so the two of those, he got them to go to the Royal Brisbane for 2 years, and he used to come and collect them every morning, and they went over there and they trained in pathology at the first laboratory that had been built, and that was at the Royal Brisbane. So they then, when Sister Mercia Mary came back, she and Sister Mary St. Rita set up a little laboratory in a closed-in area which was under Ward 1 at the Mater Public. And she and Sister Mary Chanel, who retired from being matron, and the three of those set up the beginnings of Mater Pathology. Now, the pathology had 2 rooms for biochemistry, 3 rooms for haematology, and there was 1 room for histology. And that was the beginning of Mater Pathology. I also had the blood bank, and so I had to, and they had only just not long discovered the blood groups, so I had to test people who needed to have blood transfusions. I had to test for their blood group, and then get blood transfusions ready for them, and I had to do the diagnosis of any infections. But then once the Mater Mothers began, the board there had read an article by a doctor in Paris who was examining chromosomes, and they told me that they would like me to start doing chromosome analysis, and I'd never heard of chromosomes. So I wrote to the fellow in Paris. They gave me the article he had written in the medical journal, and I wrote to him and asked him how he did it, and he sent me back the procedure, and so I tried to put it into use, but it didn't really suit what we were doing. So I worked on that, and got one that we could use, and so that rapidly became a specialty, the cytogenetics. The Queensland University, Mater became a teaching hospital, and so they asked me to lecture the medical students, which I did, and I lectured them in microbiology, but also in cytogenetics for a number of years. So I enjoyed all of that. And I think Mater Pathology has made a lot of advances, and I think it's done some very good work, and it's an important thing for the hospital.